There's something about Francisco Lindor that doesn't quite fit the mold, and yet somehow defines the mold for what a modern-day franchise leader should be. Not just a player, not just a shortstop, not just a man with a $341 million contract, but the actual heartbeat of a team that, for better or worse, has ridden his ups and downs like waves in a storm. So is Lindor the leader the Mets desperately needed? Stick around, we break it all down in just a moment. While the New York Mets have certainly had their fair share of turbulence, one thing has become crystal clear over the last 5 seasons. When Lindor goes deep, the team doesn't just hit the scoreboard, they win. It's not a metaphor. It's not a feel-good anecdote. It's a statistical fact. The Mets have won 23 straight games in which Lindor has hit a home run. That's not just significant, it's historic. The longest streak of its kind in franchise history. And if that doesn't scream center of gravity, what does? But here's the thing. This goes far beyond home runs, beyond wins, beyond any single stat. Francisco Lindor is the kind of player whose impact isn't just measured in box scores or WAR ratings, though he ranks among the best in the league. His value lives in the spaces between numbers, in dugout conversations, in the late-night meetings, in quiet moments when younger players need a compass and veterans need a voice of reason. The Mets haven't had an official captain since David Wright. Before that, John Franco, Keith Hernandez, Gary Carter. Not exactly light names. And now the question is being asked with growing urgency across the league, especially by voices close to the team. Is it time for Lindor to wear that badge? Before we continue, we need to make something clear. Being a captain in Major League Baseball is no small thing. Only 3 players currently hold the title. It's not handed out like Gatorade towels. It's earned through sweat, sacrifice, and something even rarer these days: presence. Leadership, not as a job, but as a reflex. And Lindor has that in spades. Watch the man for one series, and it's obvious. He's the first to pick someone up after a bad at-bat. The guy who talks hitters through their matchups, who holds meetings, cracks jokes, and takes accountability whether the team wins or loses. When Lindor strikes out, he doesn't sulk. He turns to the next guy and says, "Here's what to expect. Watch for the slider." And when he delivers, he celebrates with a kind of joy that's impossible to fake. So why isn't he already captain? That's a question not everyone agrees on. Some insiders suggest that naming a captain in this era could actually stifle the broader leadership dynamic. That giving one man the label could cause others, like Brandon Nimmo or Edwin Diaz, to shrink into the background. But even those people agree. Title or not, Lindor is the engine, the voice, the presence. He's already doing the job. So whether the C is official or not, it exists in reality. And maybe that's all that really matters. The truth is, Lindor didn't start this season like a superstar. He opened the year 0-for-11 and instantly had questions hurled at him. Is this another slow start? Has the pressure caught up again? But Lindor did what leaders do. He faced it head on. He didn't give the easy answers. He said he didn't know what was going wrong. He was honest, transparent, human. And then came a conversation with Mets hitting coach Jeremy Barnes that changed everything. "Don't chase hits," Barnes told him. "Trust the work. Trust yourself." Since then, Lindor has been a different animal. Dominant, precise, electric. He's been batting .349 with 5 home runs and a .972 ops. The numbers speak, but more than that, they roar. He's back to being that MVP caliber presence the Mets paid for. And the timing couldn't be better. With Juan Soto starting slow and the spotlight swinging towards Citi Field, it's Lindor who's carried the torch. During a 7-0 homestand capped with a walk-off against the Phillies, Lindor was almost surreal in his consistency. Reaching base 3 times in 4 straight games, delivering crucial home runs, playing elite defense, all while keeping the clubhouse on beat, the energy tight and the vibes sky high. He was doing the intangible stuff, the quiet leadership, the subtle timing of when to push and when to hold, but also backing it up with a monster 14-for-30 stretch, 4 home runs, and a 1.367 ops and plays in the field that would make the highlight reels blush. If there was any doubt that he could be the guy, it died that week. But to really understand what makes Lindor special, you have to rewind a bit. Last year, things were far from perfect. He slashed .190 through the first 6 weeks. He was booed at home. His wife received threats online. It got ugly. And yet, through that, Lindor never stopped believing. He called a team meeting in late May that some say turned the entire season around. He switched his walk-up song to My Girl, a tribute to his wife and daughters, and the crowd embraced it. From there, he became the second best player in the National League behind only Shohei Ohtani, slashing .304 with a 9.28 ops over the final 108 games. That wasn't just about finding form, it was about resilience, culture setting, turning pain into leadership fuel. That's what captains do, and that's what Lindor became, even if the title didn't follow. Now, this season feels different. The team is winning, the clubhouse feels lighter, the music is louder, and the Mets, they look like contenders again. Lindor credits it to chemistry, to culture, but that culture doesn't grow on its own. It needs a gardener, someone to protect it, feed it, fight for it. And Lindor? He's been planting those seeds since 2021. With Soto, Alonso, Nemo, and a veteran core, the Mets aren't short on leadership. But Lindor is the one who seems to keep the room breathing, the pulse steady, the belief intact. And for all the baseball science we try to apply, the launch angles, the pitch tunneling, the XWOBA charts, there's still something beautiful and deeply human about watching a player evolve into his full self. That's Lindor right now. He's not trying to be anyone else. He's not chasing numbers. He's trusting himself. He's free, as manager Carlos Mendoza put it. Free to be himself. Free to lead. Free to remind the world that the Mets don't just have a shortstop, they have a pillar. With an 8.8 F-WAR over the last calendar year, trailing only Aaron Judge and Bobby Witt Jr. in all of baseball, Lindor is no longer trying to prove anything. He's executing. He's elevating. And he's turning Citi Field into a theater of joy, confidence, and rhythm. He's not just bouncing back from adversity, he's rewriting what it looks like to wear expectations on your back and turn them into fuel. The question now is not whether Francisco Lindor is worthy of the captaincy. The question is whether the Mets realize that in all the ways that matter, they've already got one. The streak of 23 wins when he homers might sound like a stat, but it's actually a metaphor for something deeper. When Lindor brings his fire, the Mets come alive. He's the spark, the shield, the soul. So what happens next? Does the organization take the step and make it official? Or do they let it stay unspoken, a truth known by everyone inside that clubhouse, but written nowhere in ink? That answer might come eventually. But for now, what's undeniable is this. Francisco Lindor is playing like a man possessed, like a player who has finally merged talent with peace, preparation with joy. And with the Mets sitting atop the standings early, and the vibes around the organization finally starting to match the potential on paper, Lindor is the man in the middle of it all. He always has been. Now it's just easier to see. So let us know. Does Lindor deserve the title of captain? Or has he already proven that he doesn't need one to lead like few in the sport can? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and while you're at it, make sure to like and subscribe.